How many times has this happened to you? You know what you want to do, something you want to accomplish, like get fit, learn a language, or get a better job. So you start a new behavior to make it happen. You go to the gym, you use an app to learn a language, you apply to jobs. But within a week, you've forgotten why you started, what you wanted the end result to be, or any progress you've made along the way, crucially. Does this sound familiar? Well, maybe you need to measure. It's the title of this talk, Measure, the Secret to Language Learning. It's all about Boom Languages version 5.0. This talk is going to present the problem that people face learning a language, struggles, the solution as I see it, what I'd like to build, and the plan of how I'll execute on that. So what's the problem? Well, we've really got it all when it comes to language learning. We have apps galore. We have all kinds of different apps that can help you learn a language. We have hundreds of hours of TV and movies in other languages. We have pen pals on demand. Talk to somebody on the other side of the world. It only takes like 15 minutes, but people still struggle to learn a new language. What is missing? Really, nothing's missing. It's all there. We have all the tools that we need to make this work. In fact, plenty of people have taught themselves languages using nothing but free resources available on the internet. But there is still a problem. There's no integrated solution. Language learning is hard, and it's too hard for just one of all of those tools to solve the entire problem. It's not one skill when you're learning a language, it's an orchestra of hundreds of different skills all working together in unison. So to get good, you need to try a lot of different methods for learning the language. So even if you think you know what you need to do, it's very common to plateau and not know what to do next once you've maxed out a certain app or a certain technique. You might feel like you don't know how good you are. Like, what's your current position in all of this? How good am I? What's my level? And where am I at? And you might get good at one skill and neglect the others. Maybe you get good at reading and writing, but you can't speak at all. So what's the fix? Let's ask Peter Drucker. What gets measured gets managed. But that's actually not the full quote. What gets measured gets managed, even when it's pointless to measure and manage it, and even if it's harmful. So it's really not about measuring by itself. It's about measuring the right things for language learning and rewarding them. So what's the solution? I would propose that you measure your language learning with Boom. We will concentrate on the past, present, and future. In the past, you can log what you've done and feel good about it later. In the present, you can tell exactly where you're at and where you're going. And in the future, you can set goals that feel achievable and actionable and can get you to where you want to be. Logging is all about making your language learning history not just visible to you, but beautiful and fun to explore. It's a timeline view of what you've done. And you can log any activity that contributes to you learning a language, from having a conversation with a cashier, to skimming a book, to doing something on, a language learning app. Of course, we're going to encourage that you use Boom for as many of those tasks as you can, but you can use anything. And it's going to be easy, just a few clicks to log your Duo session or whatever you did today to learn that language. The present's about status. So do you have a streak going? How many days have you kept it going? Stats, what is your skill level for each of the 4 areas of language learning: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. The future is about goals. So when you create a goal, you're going to answer a few questions. What skill area do you want to improve? How can you know that you're done? You can hold a conversation for so long at this level or that level. And what are you going to commit to doing every day until you get there? And when you get there, what do you have to do to wrap the goal up and assess yourself? So what's a minimum viable product for Boom look like? What is the smallest number of features that can make this useful? A few different areas. User accounts, obviously you need to save your data, so you're going to have to create an account. Logging is all about activities, creating, reading, updating, and destroying activities. Select, things about the activity that would help you sort it later, add notes, whatever. Current is all about a dashboard, see what you've done, see your goals, all that stuff. Streaks, things like that. Future is about adding goals, describing your end state, and adding subtasks to that goal to make it happen. So it's create, read, update, destroy for the goal. What's the plan? How do we make this real? So I have a monetization strategy in mind already. These core measurement features that I just described will all be free forever. And there will be 3 types of premium features that people can purchase. You can have a monthly Boom subscription to get unlimited access to all premium features. I'm envisioning a library of premium features, each of them managed separately, maybe even third-party ones eventually, plugins and things like that. You could have a one-time purchase for unlimited access to one particular feature if you really like one of them, and you can buy unlimited access to all features. So it's basically, instead of a subscription, if you prefer a one-time flat fee, you can just purchase everything for your account. So what's the action plan to make this happen? Build the minimum viable product, find some customers, and get feedback, and then just loop, reassess, make the product better, repeat. For phase 1 of this, I'm going to take a month starting right now until the 19th of November, and that's 4 weeks. So each week is going to be one of those areas that we outlined before. Start with account and then work on past features, present features, future features. All of that focused on the core measuring functionality. I did my task breakdown and tracking on ClickUp, so I'll be using that to track my tasks and manage the project. And when it's complete, I'm going to find the first batch of people who can test this out, people who actually need this tool to learn a language, people who really want to learn language. And I'm going to post weekly updates to the PageKey YouTube to keep myself accountable and share any lessons learned. So here's just a layout of the tasks that I foresee having to do. It's about 15 tasks. So 3 the first week, whatever. A lot of them are related, so I think this is pretty reasonable to complete. Weekly status, I would like to include all these parts in a weekly status, quick demo of what it looks like, paste the progress on the Gantt chart, challenges, successes, and lessons learned. So hopefully that's valuable to people as they watch. Long term, develop these core features right now. November to December, the rest of the year basically, find 5 test users that are opted in directly with me to try these things out, get some feedback, and of course add the premium features so that you could purchase them. Add the first premium feature and then all the infrastructure required to make purchases. 2024 Q1, so the first quarter next year, it's all about just repeating that loop, and I'm hoping it gets clearer as I get closer. Some goals to keep me focused: 100 daily active users and 10 premium users by the end of Q1 of next year. I think the only way to do that is to get a good product, and the only way to have a good product is to get feedback, incorporate it, and repeat. So we'll see how that goes. And of course, this is going to come at the sacrifice of other things that I could be doing with my life. So that's going to be goodbye tech tutorials on this channel, at least for now. Goodbye other side projects. A lot of people on this channel like to the PKOS project, the Plaintext Doll project, and I have a ton of other ideas I'd love to act on. But for now, those are all going to have to go on the someday list. I can't work on those right now. And goodbye people who subscribe to PageKey that only wanted tech tutorials, because this channel is going to be about accountability from now on, or at least for this foreseeable future, and it's going to be about building in public. So build this, share the lessons learned on this channel, and continue from there. No more just random tech tutorials about XYZ technology. It's not about YouTubing and getting views. It's about documenting what I'm trying to accomplish here. So with that, see you next week. Thanks for watching. And yeah, thanks for listening to this talk.